Good evening, everyone. Today is Wednesday, April 7th, 2021. It's right at 6:34 p.m. and we are just about at sunset. We are going to be walking up Kinaole Street. I mentioned in the other video that right near downtown, there, just across the way, there's like a Japanese, like a graveyard. You can see it. I think that's the entrance right there, that building. And then there's a bunch of tombstones and structures that I'll have to check out. Currently I'm scoping out different vehicles. And I'm still scoping out camera equipment. Just so that I can really start to get things popping on this channel. There are a number of options to take into consideration. I need to decide whether to get a a 4K quality camera that one of my other favorite streamers in New York uses, that allows for both video and audio zoom, so you get really very sharp images. But then you could also zoom in. You could also record audio at different distances, which basically would add to the depth. So the depth of each recording. Let's say I was trying to get a shot of the seashore, but I was kind of far away from it. I could zoom in with audio. Let's say I wanted to keep a wide shot with video, but zoom in so that you could hear the sounds of the waves with audio. A camera like that would allow me to do so. And then there's also There's also 3D cameras. Am I saying that right? Sorry, not 3D cameras, 360-degree cameras. That would be a really cool one. That would actually be worth sacrificing the 4K quality. 360-degree cameras. I could probably get one around the same quality as this, or a little bit better, but probably not 4K. But you could then look around the entire environment while I'm shooting. Well, while you're watching, I should say. While you're watching, you could look around the entire environment. So that's something I may want to consider. Though I'm not entirely sure how one would hold up in the rain. It's pretty quiet today. Pretty quiet today for Wednesday. I think Kino'ole Street around this time of day is just not too busy, but what I mentioned in the video I took from earlier today that I would talk about is the fact that lately so before moving here, I never used to keep up with things like volcanic eruptions or earthquakes. The only threatening natural disasters on the East Coast are hurricanes. So since I've been out here, I've been a little bit more alert, and so what it's looking like is that Mauna Loa has been showing a lot of signs of unrest lately. Currently, Kilauea is erupting. It's been for maybe about 4 months, since December. It's the most active volcano in the world, but the rate at which it erupts is very slow. And then the caldera that it erupts into, the mouth of the volcano, is so large for the rate that it's spewing out lava, or that it's oozing out lava, that there's never really any threat from it. It basically never fills up all the way. And so what you end up getting is kind of a lava lake, like a big lava lake that will sort of fill up the caldera until it's time to settle back down, and then it'll settle back down. It'll quiet down again and go back to sleep. But Mauna Loa the way that I've heard it described is that the amount of lava that is ejected from Kilauea in 1 year is ejected from Mauna Loa in 20 minutes. So Mauna Loa is a much more volatile volcano, and it's the largest volcano in the world. It's about 3 miles. It's about 3 miles deep, 3 miles in height. So we have the world's most active volcano and the world's largest volcano on the same island. But the world's most active volcano is not too volatile at all. It's like a very quiet volcano. But the world's largest volcano, while I do not believe that it is the most volatile volcano in the world at all, it's certainly more volatile than the one that's been erupting over the past few months, which basically allows for tourists to come and take a look safely without there ever really being any threat of danger. I'm sure there have been all kinds of volcanologists here since December when Kilauea first began. So the updates I'm seeing basically have been prompting viewers to have some sort of plan ready, like an eruption plan. And that is something that I do not have. It's just kind of one of those things where you really have to experience it. But I mean, I don't expect anything. I don't expect anything too crazy, but I think it's been a while since one of the volcanoes has impacted this particular part of the island where the city of Hilo is. But my understanding, I at least did some light research, and so my understanding is just that during an eruption you're just supposed to find the highest ground and go to it. So any lava that's flowing will flow downhill and, you know, probably like towards the ocean. And so you just want to if the lava is coming from the tallest point, in this case I think Mauna Loa, actually no, I'm not sure what the tallest point is here, but I think you just want to find the next highest point and stay there. Those look like some rain clouds rolling in for the evening. We've got a nice baseball field for what I believe is a junior high school. Pretty big field. Some low-hanging rain clouds. If I had to guess, I would say it's probably raining over there in the distance. And as much as I want to believe that I'll be home before those clouds hit, before they get over here to this area, it depends. I'm debating whether to go to the supermarket. I think if I do, then I will get caught. I'll get caught in the rain. But yeah, quiet night, quiet evening. For anyone who's been watching regularly, you know that I've been kind of walking up and down Kino'ole Street. So, well, at the very least, you are now very acquainted with Kino'ole Street. I would say you're acquainted with Kino'ole Street, Coconut Island, and some of downtown Hilo. Just based on where I've recorded so far. I've also hit Richardson's Beach, Richardson's Ocean Park a few times, but I mean there are just dozens of places, dozens of ocean parks that I haven't had the chance to explore yet, so I'm looking forward to heading out to all parts of the island. And checking them out. It's really something when you know, where I'm from, there's usually just one beach here or there, and they're all more or less the same. They are white sand beaches. This is on the East Coast. They're white sand beaches. The water is basically murky in all the beaches. It's usually pretty brown. up in the Northeast. It's usually between blue and brown. And there's usually not much going on under the water. I mean, honestly, I don't even know about opening your eyes under the water in some of the beaches near New York and New Jersey. But there's usually not much going on, so there's nothing to have to watch out for in terms of dangerous objects. There's very little wildlife in terms of, you know, like animals to have to watch out for, and animals that pose a threat. And there's no coral or anything that's particularly beautiful. You're basically just going there to spend time with your family and friends and just swim and just enjoy getting out of the heat, really. That's the main thing, is just to get out of the heat. Whereas, at least on the East Coast in the South, like Florida, you've got a lot of crystal clear water, a lot of green and blue water, still white sand beaches, but there's some wildlife